The whole idea of music kabura is to create the energy, Hashem. Every master in school, they do it differently. There's not one way to do it. But for sure, from traveling around the world, there's places that you walk in and your skin feels good. And there's places that you walk in and you start to feel sick, headache. Yeah, it has to do a lot with the music. Yeah, there's many ways to tune the berimbau, but the general idea, it has to feel good to your ear. Okay, it has to be pleasant. Now maybe you're a super musician, your ear is more sensitive, but you don't have to be. You just have to start paying attention that not any amount of notes are going to sound good together. If you take a piano and just bang your fingers on the piano, not every combination of notes is going to be pleasant for the ear. Yes or no?
Yep.
Yeah? So if you have one berimbau in your academy, no problem. If the whole day you play one berimbau, you just make sure that it sounds nice for you. And you make sure that it's comfortable for you to sing. If you have two berimbaus, it's already two notes. Two notes, there's still a lot of chances that they will sound good together, because there's many combinations of two notes that will sound good together. Unless they're really one next to each other. Like do and re are not going to sound so good together. But if there's a little bit of spaces between them, they're going to sound. When you have three berimbaus, that's when the trouble starts. Yeah, because there's just a lot more chances that one note is going to be a little bit not pleasant. And of course, it depends what you're going to play on the berimbaus. Are all the berimbaus going to play Salmento Grande? Or is one going to play Angola and one going to play Salmento Pequeno? You understand the difference?
Yeah. Yes.
Because in the rhythm there is the dominant note, the one that we play most of the time, yeah? Ding, down, down, ding, down, down, ding, down, down. That's the dominant note. In Angola, down, ding, down, for example. But I think in your academies, usually most berimbaus play the same, right or no? I don't know. Or you, at least in my academy, it's like this. I don't do, so if I have three berimbaus, we're all going to play together, Salmento Pequeno. We're all going to play Salmento Grande, usually. Okay? So then we can create a chord. For example, you guys now, you are on a La diez, A diez chord. We already organized it. All the gungas are A diez, all the media are D, and all the viola are F. Now, if you don't know how to make a chord, because you didn't study music like me, you download an application, some chord application, or some real piano, and it shows you. Yeah? So, just so you understand what I did today, I have this, if you guys want to come close, there's this real piano application. Okay, the piano. And for example, if I just press any three notes, I found a gunga, a good gunga that I liked. I started with a gunga and I put a tuner on it. I have these tuners. Yeah, like guitar tuners. Because my ear is not so good. Some people can do it just by ear. So where was the gungas, yeah? Yeah, for example. So I put it and then I play the open note. It's A diez in the middle. So I just decided that I'm going to start from A diez. A diez has absolutely no, how do you say, no significance, the A diez. It's just the first gunga that sounded good. That's where I start, yeah? Sometimes it's A, sometimes it's B. Depends how much I string my berimbau that day. Yeah? Then I go to this application that one day will open before the course will finish. And I put A diez and I see what the next sound should be, and the application showed me that the next sound needs to be D, and the next sound after that needs to be F. So all the medias we put on D. Oh, guys, viola, media and gunga is just depending on what's playing next to them, you understand? Just because you bought the viola and the master said it's viola doesn't mean that today it cannot be media or tomorrow it could be the gunga. The gunga is the lowest sound, the media is the middle sound, and the viola is the high sound. Yeah, it's not about the name you give your berimbau. And just so you understand. Now, for this, look at this. For this exercise, look what happened. because F is very high, I have to bring the kabasa in. Of course, in the Hoda I will not play like this, even though it reminds you of your old master, yeah? In the first Baha one, yeah, it's the sound, because it's good for singing. It's great for singing, by the way, yeah? But I will try to find a birimbau in the natural position. I will try to find an F that's natural for the birimbau, but it's very hard because it's very high. So for today, good. So, viola, what are you? Viola. Already somebody will hear this, it will be pleasant. Oh, what are they doing there? It's interesting. Good. So the basic of this music capoeira practice that Ferradura does is called o passo. O passo. If you want to research on YouTube, there's a whole Brazilian system of teaching rhythm that's called o passo. I think it's with 2S. Passo. 2S. Passo means step, because they teach everything through stepping. It's a Ferradura's friend, very super interesting. So everything is built about stepping, and because capoeira is 4 big rhythm, we step in a square. So with your dominant leg, you step forward, forward, back, back. It's almost like gym, yeah? Yeah, you can do it pretty natural, but this already starts to complicated things for some people. It takes a few classes for people to feel good. Then I want you to add a little bit of the knee, because when you bend the knee, it's the offbeat. Yeah? Remember, right leg forward is the 1. Let's just count for a second. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? This is very important afterwards when you start to sing or to do chamadas, so everybody will start and finish in the same place. It helps people not get lost. Okay? The first thing he does, we always start on 1. Okay? The first thing he does is just the tempo. The tempo is the beat that when you go to a hall and you want to play on the tempo, it's where you start to, it's where you start to tap your hands. So this is the tempo. So let's just do the tempo like we're doing. Off and on. 1, 2, 3, E. started this work in Sirki, and I think like 15 years ago we were already doing it with our, okay? Nice. Second thing he teaches is called clavi, C. Clavi is the main idea of the music. It's the thing that when you hear a song, what you afterwards remember. In capoeira, the clavi is tum pam pum, pum pam pum, pum, right? All the instruments. What we did to the So it depends which rhythm on the berimbau. The clavi for Angola is different, but our clavi is usually, what's the clavi? For Orçamento Grande. Yeah, but where's the one?
Ton.
Right? So just ping pam pam, ping pam pam, ping pam. Same thing with the berimbau, yeah? Bam, bing, bam, bam. So let's do this preparation. Bam, bing, bam, bam. Because you cannot expect people to read your mind, yeah? So I'll say shamana or whatever.